expansion of the competition and the clubs like GWS and the Gold Coast Suns coming in, there's a lot of opportunity to find new recruiting zones. We probably conquered Ireland, now we're trying to conquer the USA. Recently we caught up with Ty Kennelly and Paul Roos.
It's highly unlikely you're going to play AFL football. It's difficult. You know, you see blokes here trying to do it and so hard, and they've grown up with the game. You know, when you're coming from the other side of the world and never picked up the ball, and you know, you're moving from home and you're away from your family, and there's different cultural things. It's a tough thing to do.
We did a study at the Swans a few years ago on the back of what I'd done in America, and I think we went 4 big US colleges, and we worked all the sports in the colleges, and we worked out about 1% of their athletes go and play professional sport in America. Now, some of them, depending on what sports they do, will go to Europe or even come to Australia if it's basketball and around the world. But a lot of them, in my experience, a lot of them basically finish their degrees and that's it.
My agent, I found out I was willing to play football, and he got wind of the AFL Combine in Los Angeles and called me up and basically said, "So you're willing to play football?" They play football in Australia. I was like, "What? They play football in Australia?" Yeah, it's a little different. It's not pads. It's, you know, different positions, different field. But you know, go down to Los Angeles and give it a go and see how you like it. But went down to Los Angeles and met Ty Kennelly, Mick Ablett, Tony Woods, those guys in the AFL International Development office, and you know, they got to know me. I tested well and came out to the Combine.
These guys are trailblazers in our game, 11 of them over 200 centimetres, but some of the very big ones we're interested in, the 208s, 207s. I suppose our benchmark in the AFL is Dean Cox right at the minute, and he's a 203 centimetre player, so that's 6'8" in the old. And then I suppose our poster boy then after that would be Mike Pike, because he's come from another sport. He's come from a background in rugby in Canada, and he's 201.
Really watching him and knowing where he came from 4 years ago, coming from rugby and being one of the best players on the ground in the grand final, it was an inspiration to me. Really spurred me to come out and work hard for North Melbourne and really hopefully get in the side one day. So.
You know, when I first came out here, there was one head coach and 3 assistant coaches, and that was it as far as the football went. And I was lucky to have a bloke called George Stone, who was the assistant coach, and took me under his wing and developed me, but it was more like a father figure as well off the field. And you know, you're very confident when you're selling the international game to kids and internationally, because clubs are well set up for welfare-wise.
When I told some of my friends and family about football, it's always the one question: "You mean rugby?" There's not many people that know a lot about Australian rules football in the US. As I'm over here working hard, going at it every day, training hard, they're catching on to what's going on.
Just work on the technique first, get that technique down pat. That's it.
And a lot of people can be negative about international players, saying, well, they've never kicked the ball. But you've got the best coaches and the best players around you, so you've got a blank canvas, and you can actually teach these kids how to kick the ball properly.
That's a courageous effort for these guys. We had, I think, 17. Majority of those had never heard of AFL football before. So, I mean, it just shows you how competitive Americans are and how keen they are to continue in any sport.
His X factor is his ability to get up and down the court for a guy of his size. So we can already see with John just that jump and his overall reach. I mean, the guy at the end of the day is 6'10", so he's certainly an impressive athlete and one that put his hand up and should be right in the mix and in amongst the club's thinking.
They've got great natural springs, they've got great natural power. They're certainly fully developed athletes at 21, 22 years of age. They've gone through their apprenticeship in terms of getting their body something towards maturity. So that's what you're dealing with, someone that comes in with a mature body, a great professional attitude, one that's played at a fairly high level. College basketball is a very big sport, obviously, in the States. Can they convert to the Sharon? That's the challenge.
I think it comes down to the will of the athlete. Do you want to come over and make the challenge and hopefully play AFL one day and try your hand at a different sport at a professional level, pretty much starting from ground zero?
It's such a great game, and someone that's came from the other side of the world, I love this game like it's my own now, and I want to share it with the world. And you know, when you share it to American people or the European people, and they're just going, "Wow, what a great game!"
Oh, got there. I love a torque. Hopefully one day I can be another international star for the AFL.